just doing cub things to becoming brutally effective predators. Allow me the freedom to take you back at least 6,000 years. High up on the mountains of Samara, in the Nitanau Valley, is a place where Coetzer used to live. At the front entrance of the cave that these people called home, one will find a beautiful drawing of a cheetah. Now just fast forward a few thousand years, and after being extinct in the Greater Karoo for nearly 140 years, Samara Private Game Reserve brought Sibella, Chilli's mother, back to the Karoo in 2003. My early memories of the cubs were their relentless addiction to trees and to playing. They couldn't stop climbing up a tree, and they never stopped playing, more so than any other cats I know. And the playing continued right up into adulthood, right up to the point where they actually, as a coalition, left Chilli. Wow, did you see that? That was a 0.46 second video clip. Now just look at the 13 still grabs from the same video. Wow, isn't that amazing? Chilli was actually sitting quite far away from us. And as she left, the cub strolled in my direction, going right up to me. It's my shadow that you're actually seeing there, grazing some grass as if I don't exist. That's the kind of backstage pass they gave me to their lives. Amongst the 8 cubs, there were some coalitions that were formed, but nothing remotely came close to these 2 brothers that were brothers for life. Every time I met them, there was just this incredible bond that I will remember forever. And I was so happy that Samara indicated that they will leave Samara as a coalition. There's no ways that you could separate these 2 guys. What I enjoyed really was the opportunity to photograph the cubs from the bird's eye perspective, and they gave me many opportunities to do so. All the landscape photographs that I took while tracking Chilli and her 8 cubs were done in high-res mode at 50 million pixels, handheld, to give me the freedom to change lenses and composition and shoot video and stills with a flick of a button. And a lot of these landscapes were rendered in red, green and blue. Now you may rightfully ask, so what's the relevance of all of that? Wow, and I cannot actually wait to tell you. My friend Dr. Waldemar Buisson, head of the photographic department of the Cape University of Technology, did his master's degree thesis researching wellness in landscape photography. But he also researched his PhD in wellness in a psychiatric ward using color landscapes and their effect on productivity, general well-being of professional staff. One of the incredible findings in Waldemar's PhD research was that RGB, red, green and blues, depicted on photographs displayed against the wall, will have a measurable impact on the wellness of those onlookers that had the opportunity to experience these photographs against the wall. Now just imagine for yourself 8 cheetah cubs moving across this magnificent landscape and adding their color to the RGBs of that landscape. What I love about photographing Samara are these black mountain backdrops and this glorious light in front. And if you then can shoot action as a landscape, it is just super exciting for me. I was actually photographing the 3 cubs as they were playing on that tree trunk on the right-hand bottom side of this photograph. The cub on the left here just ran straight at me. I could clearly see this cub doesn't see me. This cub has got only eyes for this tree. Total addiction to trees. I got out of the way and I didn't get much further than 10 meters before I was surrounded by cubs. I sat down and I let them be because they determined the space. So just check out this video clip of the same scene. It's a 1.5 second video clip. But wow, check at the 50 still grabs that came out of this 1.5 second video clip. Isn't that totally amazing? And isn't that giving us an absolute new way of exploring nature and telling its stories and adding to our portfolios? Without a doubt, the me time that I spent with Chilli and her 8 cubs will be those moments that I will remember forever. And with me, I'm not only referring to myself, but the times when they just put on their own handbrake and enjoy time together. While I'm talking you through the scene, photographers, please look at the metadata. A wide angle shot, action late in the afternoon with a 14mm lens. The next one a close-up with at a full frame equivalent of nearly 700. The next one lying on my back, shooting at 8,000 of a second. By the time that Chilli were actually fending for 8 cubs, they sometimes frustrated me deeply because I felt that they could do more to help her. She had to work tirelessly to feed them to her own detriment and sometimes made 2 kills a day, leaving all the food for the cubs and having no sustenance for herself. They were a formidable hunting force. And I could show you a lot of blood and a lot of gore. But instead, I used the closeness that they allowed me and the super long lightweight telephoto lenses that I could carry with me while I was tracking them on foot to actually try and tell the story of a kill in an abstract, surrealistic way that would not offend anybody. We cannot celebrate International Cheetah Day without getting down to the nitty-gritty of cheetah conservation. And during my last safari to Samara, photographing these amazing cubs that have now grown into full-blooded hunters, demanding their own territory, I confronted myself with a question about what am I personally doing for cheetah conservation. It was time to say goodbye. It was simply no longer good enough to say that the fact that every single photograph and video clip that I've ever taken of these 8 cubs were done in the presence of clients that enjoyed the moment and the opportunities with me. The offspring of Sibella, Chilli and Inara now represents 25% of all wild cheetahs in southern Africa, from Zambia down to South Africa. And that from a place where 130 years ago, cheetahs were extinct. Now that is a marvelous conservation story. But what attracts me to the conservation part of this is the fact it's clearly defined, it's well managed, it's easy for me to get involved with. And I sat down with my wife, Veronica, and we discussed what can we do. It will not be an overstatement to say that Veronica is a creative genius. Just do yourself a favor and visit her website at www.veronicacoetzerphotography.com, and you can see for yourself why her artistic renditions are in demand by international universities and conservation bodies alike. I asked Veronica to put together a set of artworks that could easily be dispatched anywhere in the world, that people could purchase to support Samara's effort and to support these magnificent cheetahs. The sheep fleece blankets that she came up with was just a stroke of pure genius. Not only should these blankets keep people warm in times when they require so, allow them to experience wellness, but also to remind them of 9 very special cheetahs that lived in a very unsuspected place in the mountains of the arid Karoo in South Africa. The postcards from Samara canvas artworks were actually a given. Photographers actually spend less time on safaris and less time out in the world photographing than they actually spend in front of their computer working with the photographs, editing the photographs, editing the videos that they've taken. And we said, let's come up with a very wide neoprene desk pad for them to use while they're editing their videos and their photographs. There will be new cheetah stories to be enjoyed. So you're invited to come and join CNB Safaris and myself and photograph and experience this connectedness to nature in a way that is impossible to describe to you.